we've talked a lot about Concord on the channel. We've talked about, I mean, this has been an ongoing topic for the last, really since it was announced. In the last 2 weeks, it's been a fever pitch up until Tuesday when it was announced that this game was going to fail miserably. And it did fail miserably to the point of shutting the game down and offering refunds. It's just, Eric, have you ever seen anything like this in the video game industry?
Yeah, I can't believe it got a shelf life. Was it less than a week?
10 days, wasn't it?
10 days, a week and a half?
Eric, hold up your fingers real quick. Now count them.
10.
That's how many days it got. It got 10 days. Now, there have been a lot of factors when it comes to why the game failed, right? It didn't offer anything original, right? But my argument from the start is when it comes to the first impression, you only get one chance. And this game made a horrible first impression from the second it was announced. People looked at it and they're like, what is happening? And then as it came out, it made a horrible second impression as you got a chance to look at the characters a little deeper. And that has been a constant theme is people talk about like, go broke. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's definitely an element to it. Definitely an element to it. But once again, the character design in this was horrendous. So people have gone in and they've actually modified the look of these characters via AI and given them what people think would have been a more successful look to these characters. So with that said, I'm going to show you the original version of this. And then I'm going to show you what AI did to make, I'm going to say, a better version of this character. So this is obviously probably one of the big, and by the way, this is a guy, by the way, in this game. This is a dude. Did you know that, Eric?
Wow.
I mean,
yeah, sure. Okay.
We'll go with that.
This was a dude in the game. A dude with a fupa and an old man
Well, if it's
pants.
a dude, it's a dick do.
It's a what?
What?
It's a dick do.
A dick do?
Yeah, his belly sticks out further than his dick do.
Got it. I thought you were going to say, I thought you wanted me to ask, what's a dick do? And then that was the tie into the joke there.
Oh boy.
There you go. Anyway, so here it is before, and here it is after. Before, after. Okay. So there's number one right there. The question is, would you be more inclined to play this game or this game here?
I feel like one
Second one
is bigger than the other.
I'm sorry, what's that, Blabs?
I think one of the tits is bigger than the other. Like, I think it's just the angle, right? Obviously.
that happens though.
That's true.
Yeah. As pointed out in the chat, the gender was changed in there. Yeah, so it was a gender swap along the way. Okay, so there's one. We have another example here. Going back to, this is a different character, I believe, but also still fat in the game. We all know this character that we've seen. I don't even know who the names of these characters. And
isn't it like Emery or something like that? Imari?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's not going to exist, right? It doesn't matter.
Nobody cares.
Past tomorrow, right? So we got that, and then we have this, right? Scantily clad women. Blab's breast size. What are we looking at here? Are they about the same?
Those look about the same, yeah.
Okay, good.
I thought you were like, what do you want me to do? Take a measuring tape and be like, she's a size E?
But once again, we have this one over here versus this one. Okay, right? AI doing God's work here.
The psychology of it. What draws your eyes in?
Yeah,
right?
I agree. I agree. Then we have this one is just a side-by-side before and after. We saw this weird troll-looking character, which with the purple hair. It had unique, like we saw a legendary outfit in it, which looked like she was going to go clean a hallway or something. It was really weird. But this character, the side-by-side here.
Oh, God.
What has she got in her mouth?
I don't know, but does it matter? Like, does it?
A little bit.
But
what is that haircut on the left?
That's a real character.
That'd be hilarious.
It's a real character right there. All right. So we have the design on the left, which was the real design. Then we have the AI version of the design on the right. Right. And yeah, we'll just say that's bubblegum on the right. Sure, why not? Right. Maybe it's a
Sorry, I thought it was a
pacifier.
ring pop for a second.
I don't know. But and maybe it is. Okay. So we've had 3 examples here. And this is probably the most important. I think this is the biggest one. The biggest example right here. Say the best for last along the way. We have this character, which has popped up.
Yes.
This is the black trans character here, the knife wielding stabber in the game with the purple hair and the crazy glasses.
And oppressed. Don't forget he, she, she is oppressed. Don't forget that.
Yes, the oppressed version, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this version. How fucking badass is that? Like, that's a badass character right there. I think that's spectacular. And I don't know. I mean, I think that's amazing. So I don't know. Your thoughts on that, Blabs, as you're seeing the different characters here?
I mean, I think obviously people would be more appealed to play the game and more attracted to the game, but ultimately the game also just had really bad gameplay. So even if the characters look great and it's still not fun, I feel like the game would have just flopped anyway. Regardless, I think they are vast improvements, obviously, but I think gameplay really does hit it on the nail.
Well, sure. I think it 100%. But I think the bigger question is, had the designs looked like this from the start?
Oh yeah, people would have been more interested for sure. Yeah.
And would the game, because you got to get people in the door first, right? So the question is, would you be more inclined to play with Fatty Fatu over here, or
the Fupa.
with the Fupa, right? Yeah, Fatty Fupa over here, right? With the pants over.
Oh yeah, everyone's going towards the AI for sure. It's like which way Western man, and there's 2 options. They're all gonna go to the AI version.
Right, but the bigger question is would this game lasted longer than 10 days? And I think it 100% would have lasted. Yeah. I do want to talk about the reception to this being shut down. And I saw this tweet, and I think it's important to let you know, this is the senior material artist at PlayStation Studios. Okay. He had this tweet out here. Once again, him. Oh, I don't want to misgender Hugh over here. So he said, we'll always be proud of what was accomplished for myself, the Firewalk, and the PlayStation, the PSVA team. Right now, the reason why I wanted to highlight this tweet was because I feel like this really showcases kind of the bubble that these people are in when it comes to the response from folks. And Commander over here says every 3D artist should be, it's more so his response to this right here. It says every 3D artist, rule of thumb, always be proud of your work, even if it wasn't a commercial success. The game still looks gorgeous and done. Thank you, blah, 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 blah. This guy's laughing, lol, right? And this guy says, whatever that means, Dawes got great materials. I wonder who helped make it. So this person is in charge of this look here. Once again, this is the FUPA person. But this one right here is probably the most interesting thing. Is let me give you advice from one developer to another. Praising yourself is seen as disrespectful and tacky. It's always better to let others acknowledge your achievements, right? And in response to this, he literally just laughed. Well, okay, right? I think that, I don't know. Shouldn't praise come from other people in a situation like this?
Be humble.
Yep. Yeah. It just seems very, very out of touch.
It's a bubble. They live in a bubble.
Yes, their developer bubble. Let's go to the lead character designer, by the way, of this game. This is the lead character designer at Firewalk Studios. Okay. And this was for Concord here. Shark Eats Man. By the way, no pronouns. I don't know how to announce him along the way, or them, or they, or her, or person. This Firewalk is packed with tenacious fighters, multiple acquisitions, an engine upgrade, global pandemic, project delays. The fact we shipped at all is legendary. None of us know what's next, but I do know the team is capable of wild energy when faced with a challenge, right? And naturally, this is a lot of like, well, we face so much adversity. You see this all the time when it comes to sports in particular. We lost a game. We had so much adversity along the way. Now we're seeing this in this professional environment with video games. We had a global pandemic and we had delays and acquisitions. By the way, one of those acquisitions was Firewalk Studios. Just want to point that out. You got acquired and you probably made some money from this. It's amazing to see. And there is some great responses to this. Obviously, he's only responded to the positive ones, but the fastest shutdown a game was pretty legendary, to be honest. And this guy, I think, nails it. Says gamers don't want to hear about the struggle of development. It doesn't matter how hard it was or what challenges you went through. All we care about is the end result. You were in charge of these character designs, and you didn't do your job. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, right? There's an old saying, Eric, that I first heard Bill Parcells say, and people are going to see it as insensitive, but I really don't care. Talking about pregnancy and really just the end result. He says, don't tell me about the pain, just show me the baby, right? People don't really care about the journey. They just want to see the end result. And I think in this end result, Concord will ultimately go down as one of the biggest failures in video game history. Are you like this person, that guy Pyros, who says gamers don't care about the struggle of development? Your thoughts on that?
And just make us a good game. Like the fact that the game didn't even last 2 weeks. You've seen all these tweets that are saying, "Oh, don't worry, you guys made a great game. You'll be able to move past this." Like if they made a great game, it wouldn't be dead in the water. And I think he replied to that. You made a great game, saying thank you.
It's like thanks. You're right.
Listen
it's
to
so
your
good.
critics too. Don't just listen to the people that are blowing smoke up your ass.
I think this goes back to
as the developer.
Right. I think this goes back to the severe disconnect that you see when it comes to the developers. And they're, look, we all put our head down sometimes when we're working and we don't pick it up to kind of hear the outside noise, right? And sometimes that's a good thing, right? But in a situation like this where you can't put your head down for 8 years and have your, have your blinders on and have your ears and your fingers going la 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 la. And I think that's what happened with Concord.
Yeah, I wonder what they thought when Overwatch 2 bombed. When the sequel to the game they're trying to clone. I mean, did everybody just go back to Overwatch, right? After Overwatch 2 failed?